When I tell you I am so excited to do this video because this video has been highly requested from you guys. I did a video on how to create and sell planners, and when I tell y'all it blew up, okay, like y'all did y'all thing on the video, so I could tell that a lot of people have more questions based on the comments and things in reference to creating and selling planners. And one of the big questions that I was getting on my other video was, who am I printing with? What is my experience with different printer companies? And what are my recommendations? And I know that it's one thing for me to tell you like, hey, I recommend this company, but now I can really just show you guys and give you a specific video going into all the details. And what better way to give you guys this information than when I am also in the process of releasing my own planner and working with the printing companies and stuff like that. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my experience with printing with Lulu Printing. That is a printing company that I've always used. And I'm going to just give you some tips. I'm going to give you some tips in reference to if you're looking for printing companies, if you plan on using Lulu Printing, what do you need to be looking for? How do you figure out what your pricing is going to be? Like all the things, okay? So this is going to answer your questions if you are interested in printing a planner or journal and you just got questions about who you should print with. So these are the 3 planners that I have printed with Lulu Printing recently. So I just got these, I want to say a few days ago. And these are my samples. So my samples are basically for me to kind of go through, make sure everything is printed right, see if there's any revisions that I need to make and things of that nature. So the goal is for these to be released for pre-orders on Black Friday. That is coming up. And just shameless plug, okay? I know this video is not about YouTube, but if you happen to have a YouTube channel and you like, girl, where I get this planner? Like what I gotta do to get one of those? I'm gonna tell you a secret. If you're watching this video and you want to go ahead and do your pre-orders for this, I'm gonna drop the link in the description box so that you can go ahead and get your pre-order in for these. But it's just for y'all, just for my YouTube community. I'm not gonna publicly announce this or anything. So if you're watching this video and you want one, it's gonna be in the description box. So let's go over the basic details. I have 3. All 3 of them are the same. They just have different covers. So let's go over like the actual sizing details and stuff like that. Because another question that I get is, how do you choose a size for your planner or journal? So I want you to keep in mind whenever you're considering what size to do is, do you want this to be able to fit in someone's purse? Is this going to be like really big and bulky? So like, for example, I feel that this one is a lot bigger. It takes up a lot more space. This is not necessarily for you to put in like in your purse or anything. This is for you to work through in your office, like whatever. But for this one, I wanted you to be able to kind of take this on the go if you want, but also be big enough for you to actually do the work inside the planner. And the size of this one is, on Lulu Printing, it's called Crown Quarto. Okay, and I'll put it like in the title somewhere so that you can see how it's spelled. But this is Crown Quarto, and the exact sizing for this one is 7.44 inches by 9.68 inches. Okay, this is the size that I recommend if you are in the process of creating a planner or a journal. I think that this is the perfect size. I don't know. I think it just fits nicely in your hand. It's like, for me, it's the perfect size. So this is the size that I'm using for my planners. And this planner is a total of 132 pages. This is a coil bound, so the spiral bound is coil bounded, and it has the glossy cover. So I don't know if you can see my ring light on there, but this has the glossy cover. They also have the matte cover as well. I was actually going to show you guys that because I printed a matte one, not this planner, but like in the past when I first was testing out Lulu Printing. And the reason why I don't use the matte cover is because in my experience and in my opinion, you see the fingerprints and stuff on there, and I don't like that. Like I just, it's like matte, but it's too easy for you to leave fingerprints on it. So when I did the samples and I noticed that, I was like, let me just go with the glossy. The glossy is still cute, you know. So this one is glossy. This is also standard color in the inside. So I have color in the inside. And for this one in particular, this one is the number 60 white paper. So they give you multiple options depending on what kind of planner you have. They give you like it's like an off-white color. That one's not always available. It depends on which planner sizing and stuff that you do, but they give you that one. But the two popular ones that's always offered is the number 60 white and the number 80 coated white. And I know the next question is going to be, what's the difference? Which one do you recommend? I use the number 60 white standard. I feel that this is just fine. It really just comes down to the weight of the paper. The number 60, I feel, is still really good, but what I did do with these new ones is I also printed out one with the number 80 coated. So I wanted to see the difference because I had never gotten this kind before. I've always used just the standard, and I will say the quality is a little nicer, okay? And basically the biggest difference that you will see is the weight of the paper. Like the paper is a little bit thicker, and it also has like a glossy look to it. And I feel that this will be really nice to write on as well. I may do like a B-roll clip so I can show you a little better. It's kind of hard to see it on camera, but this one gives off luxury. So I'm about to give you a flip through of the inside of the planner. This is the number 60 with the white paper, so the standard white. And I just want to show you kind of like the quality of what it looks like. So I think that the printing quality is really good. One thing that I didn't notice that I'm going to do a revision on is if you look on this side, you can kind of see, I don't know if the lighting is really not going to let me show you the way I want, but you can kind of see that it kind of shows on this side, and I don't like that. So like with my section specifically, I don't like that you can kind of see through it. I hope you can see what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do for my revisions is I'm going to make this page, and then on this side, it's just going to be white. So you call those filler pages. So this side will just be white, and it will start on this side. And I've also already made those adjustments. Another thing that I noticed whenever I print it is that this right here, this is supposed to be like a beige yellowish color. And for some reason, it printed out gray. So I just changed this completely so that I don't know why it printed out gray. And this is one of the reasons why you want to do samples so that you have an idea of how it looks before you start selling it. So all of these gray boxes were supposed to be like that light yellow color. Don't know why it printed off like that, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't look bad. Like they wouldn't have known, but because I know what color I was going for, that's why I'm going to make those changes. But just looking at the quality of the planner, I think that this look pretty good. Like this ain't too shabby. You know what I'm saying? I think that the paper looks really good. And then I'm going to show you what the quality looks like on the number 80 paper. Okay, so this is the one with the thicker paper. This is like what I call the premium paper, or the number 80 coated white paper. So I hope that this kind of shows you the difference. Let me try to get a little closer. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this paper is noticeably thicker. Like you may not be able to see it on the video, but you can feel it. It's thicker, and it also has almost like a gloss tint to it. It feels better to the touch. The other one is almost like a more raspy feeling or a more textured feeling, and this one is more of like a glossy, smooth, more of a, you know what the glossy feels like it's more like that. So another thing with these, you see that they also printed the same color, like the gray. But I want to show you the section. So like for the section on this one, remember the other one had the bleed through. So this one doesn't do it as much, but you can still kind of see it, like just a little bit. So just for quality check, if that's going to bother you, then I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because you can notice it on this side, but I feel that it's not a big deal for the cost because it doesn't do it on every page. Like you don't see it on each page, but what I did notice specifically was like the section. So like on this, you don't really see the bleed through on here. It's more so the sections. And then like these are repetitive pages and you don't really see anything on the other side. So, you know, when you get your sample, just kind of be on the eye or be on the lookout for things like that. And then let me see if I could show you. So like this is a good example. There's a section that's coming after this and you can kind of see it. Like you can kind of see that coming through. But to me, it's not big enough for me where I wouldn't be able to sell this if I would have moved forward. But because I noticed it, I'm just going to go ahead and make this side white. So just showing you that, how that looks. When you put it down, it looks like that. Okay, so I wanted to create this video really quick because I want to make sure that I share this whenever you are deciding what paper thickness you want. This was something that I wasn't aware of until after I have recorded that video. So as you can see, I did a smear test. This is on Lulu's paper for the number 80 white paper. And as you can see, the smear test did awful. And this was one of the reasons why I last minute made the decision not to use their number 80 paper, which is I guess like their premium option, because I don't know why, but that paper does not hold up when it comes to using your pen. I don't know whether it's just the pen that I have, but I did the smear test. This one was on accident. I didn't even know it was going to smear when I did this test. I was just curious to how it wrote when you write with your pens. I did this smear test after a minute, and this one was actually after 5 minutes. I put 3 minutes for reference, but I forgot about it. And I did a smear test after 5 minutes, and look, it smeared like so bad. And so this is a downside because, hold on, let me flip the screen. This is a downside because if someone is writing in your planner, right, and the smear test, like when they go to turn the page or they are in a different area of the planner, who wants to see smear for their pen and their ink all in their journal? So I did not like that. And so I'm gonna actually show you what it looks like with the number 60 paper, because I did a smear test on there as well. So hold on, let me flip it back. So I only did one test on here, and this instantly dried. Like the moment I wrote it on there, it didn't take any time for it to not smear. Like when I wrote it, it was perfect. Yeah, that I wanted to share that in this video because I'm reviewing Lulu, obviously, and I still love Lulu. Like I'm still gonna go with them. Like I still think that they're a good company, but I had to bring the smear test and let you guys see that for yourself. So that is something to keep in mind whenever you are making your decision on what kind of paper you want. So the paper is nice, it feels good, but that smear test turned me off from the number 80 size paper. So just wanted to let you know that. This paper, the number 80 coated, gives off luxury, and I'm gonna give you the two pricing differences. This is as of recording this video, okay? If you're watching this a year or two from now, the pricing may not be the same because price inflation, okay? Inflation, but as of recording this video, for the planners, let's start with the standard color. So 132 pages, coil bound, glossy cover, standard color inside, at 7.44 inches by 9.68 inches, or the crown quarto. This one is $13.17 to print. And this is with the number 60 white paper, the standard white paper. Now it is $14.03 if you decide to get the number 80 coated white paper. So it's not a big difference. That's why it comes down to like what your preferences are. So now I want to go over some possible errors or issues that you may run into whenever you're printing, not just specifically through Lulu Printing, but like just printing in general. So the very first thing is whenever you're designing, like I design my planners in Canva, and I have a video coming up on how I design my planners. It's coming, y'all. Okay, so just bear with me. But I design my planners in Canva, and if you're doing that, you want to make sure that you use the print margins and the bleed option. So if you go to your settings when you're designing, it gives you the option to show the grid. It gives you the option to show like your margins as well as print bleed. You want to design with that because it's going to kind of give you an idea of what's going to be cut off. And I'll go into more detail about that in the Canva video. But what you don't want to happen is like how I have this in a corner. If I had something up here, or like how I have the content calendar up here, if I would have moved this too far up, it could have possibly been cut off, And I actually ran into that issue whenever I first started printing, when I printed my very first planner. So you may run into that issue when you get your sample. You may see that certain things are cut off that you didn't want to be cut off or whatever. So that's one thing to be on the lookout for. Another thing that you may run into is having a blurry cover. Okay, and I even ran into this one again with this because you won't be able to notice it. I might do like a B-roll or something. I don't even know if I'll be able to get it on the camera. But when I look at my cover, I can tell that my logo, so like my BP right here, and the gold verbiage is ever so slightly blurry. It's not blurry enough for the consumer to notice it, but it's blurry enough for me to notice it. And I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm going to have to get another sample order. It's nothing on Lulu. Like Lulu probably warned me or something like that. I'm not sure. But the reason why you may get a blurry cover is because if you create your cover, you have to do front and back on one file. You have to do the front and back on one file size, and you have to make it a PDF. So whenever you do that, I'll be trying to cut corners, okay? What I did was I designed the cover and then I downloaded them separately as like a PDF file or something like that. And then I replugged it in to the template they give you to create the front and back. So basically just dragged it on both sides. And because I used a PDF, even though I designed the PDF in Canva, the moment you turn it into a PDF, it lowers the quality and makes it blurry when you get ready to do your cover. So I don't know if I'm making sense what I'm saying. Design the original one in Canva using the template. Do not plug in a PDF on both sides and then print that. Don't do that. Design it in Canva, front and back, and then turn that into a PDF and print that. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is what will make your cover blurry if you try to use PDF. So that's another thing that you may run into. And then the last thing that I ran into on this one that you may run into, I don't know if this is specific to Lulu Printing or if this is just a printing thing in general, but you may run into like just print errors. Like it's nothing that you did on your end. Maybe it was like something that got on the printer. I don't know, but I'm gonna show you what I mean. So like when I was going through my planner, I noticed that on certain pages, there was like a little white blemish. And I ain't put that white blemish there. And I checked my PDF files and it wasn't in there. And I was like, why does this have like a random blemish on here? And let me show you. So like, if you look really, really close, you can see like this little white blemish right here. And I didn't put that there. So, and it's on every page it's on almost every page that has this video title ideas. And at first I was like, well, maybe it's something on the file. And I looked on the file and it wasn't there. And I'm like, what is that? So I ran into that with this planner specifically. It's not a big deal. Like to me, it's not a big deal. It's not on every one. Like when I go to the one with the size 80 paper, it's not on this one. So like I'm gonna show you. So with the thicker paper, for some reason, it's not on there. So I don't know if that's like a Lulu problem, but I'm just bringing these things up because these are things that I ran into whenever I was printing out my samples. So, okay, so now that we've covered all of that, let's go over my overall thoughts if I recommend Lulu Printing and just any other details that I feel that you should have in reference to printing with Lulu. So for one, I feel that it's worth it. I feel that the pricing for Lulu is pretty good. As long as you're pricing your planners right, I think that the process is pretty much simple. It gives you a preview of what your planner will kind of look like before you ever print it. It also gives you different warnings if a planner has the potential to be blurry, like if your cover may be blurry. It does give you the warnings, okay? I will say that. So just make sure you pay attention to those warnings, but I feel that it's definitely worth it. I think the overall quality is really, really good, and that's why I continue to use Lulu Printing. Lulu, if you're watching this, I would love for you to sponsor me, okay? Shameless plug. I would love to be able to give my community over here a promo code, okay, a discount code or something. So I'm just saying, just gonna sprinkle that in the atmosphere for you guys. But yes, I think that Lulu is definitely worth it. I would actually choose Lulu over Amazon KDP in my personal opinion, only because they give you more options and I still own my products. With Lulu, you don't have to worry about the ISBN or IBSN, whichever one it is that is required whenever you print with KDP or Amazon KDP. And whenever you do use Amazon KDP, you basically are giving them, I don't want to say giving them the rights to your planner, but they can resell it if they want to. Like if they want to resell that to someone else, like you're basically giving them the distribution rights of your file. And I don't like that. I want to be able to own my products. I don't want to have to worry about all of that. It also offers you spiral bound specifically. I know Amazon as of today does not offer spiral bound. And that was one of the main reasons why I decided to go with Lulu Printing, because I wanted spiral. Another thing that a lot of people ask is, do they offer print on demand? Yes. So if you are not interested in doing shipping on your own, if you would prefer to just create the planner, have it hosted on a website, and then they do the shipping and stuff, they do offer that. It's called Lulu Direct, and I will drop a link in the description and probably pin a comment as well with that link. Look into that. I don't know a lot of details in reference to that, so I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but as of what it says on their website is that they will print and ship your product for you, and you just get a kickback. You just get your cut, they get their cut, and boom, you're done. The reason why I don't do that is because I like to do quality control. I want to see my planner, make sure that it looks good, that there's nothing wrong with it before it gets shipped out. Sometimes I want to add different things into the package for my customer. And if someone else is printing it and shipping it out for me, I don't have the availability to do that. But if you're looking to not have to worry about inventory, if you're like really busy and you don't want to have to worry about shipping and all the other stuff, then the print on demand would be a really good option. Another thing that I like about Lulu Printing is that they do not require a minimum. If you want to order one planner, you can order one planner. You do not have to have a minimum of 10, 20 planners in order to get your planners. Like you can literally order as little as one. What I always recommend though is that you try to order in bulk, even if you're ordering 10 to 20 at a time, solely because of shipping costs. If you're gonna pay for shipping, pay for it once. That's the only reason why I try to order my stuff at one time, because why not? Like I would hate for you to order one round and then you gotta order another round and shipping, and it's gonna take a while to get there. So that's the only thing, but you can order as like one. You don't have to order a whole bunch. And I know if you're just starting out and you don't want to have to invest in a lot of inventory, that's going to be a really good option for you. Another really good thing that I love about Lulu Printing is that you can price check. I can't tell you how many times I do a price check on Lulu before I ever print anything. It has a tab, and I'll probably put that in the description as well. It has a tab where you can actually give them the details of your planner, what kind of, cover you want. Do you want it glossy, matte? What kind of paper you want in the inside? Is it going to be black and white in the inside or color paper? And then you can put like an estimate of how many pages you think it's going to be, and it'll give you a price. It'll tell you this is how much it's going to cost you. And I love that because it gives you an idea of how many pages you want your planner to be. Because I know based on the price point, what I feel my cap is for how much I can sell a planner for. And if you have a planner and it's going to cost you like $20 to make it and you only plan on selling it for $27, you upside down. So it's good to know that information first before you ever kind of start the process of creating it. So that way you can kind of have an idea of, is this even worth the price point that I'm wanting to offer? Do I need to make some adjustments before I begin? Like all that kind of stuff. So I love that you could do a quick price check. And then the last thing I want to cover in reference to why I love Lulu Printing, they offer for you to sell your products on their website. So almost like how Amazon allows you to sell your planner or journal like on Amazon in general, and anyone that goes to Amazon, they can just search for it and they can pull it up, or if they're searching for a specific topic, your planner may pull up. Well, Lulu also has their own specific store. Now, I don't use it. Okay, I don't use their store. I have my own store, but if you're looking for somewhere where your planner is going to be marketed and stuff like that, they have a store where you can plug your stuff in. And this may even save you a little bit of money if you don't feel like setting up a store and you want to just use the link to the Lulu website, you could do that as well. So those are some really good benefits I feel that will make you want to use Lulu. So tell me your opinion. What do you think? Do you think that you should try Lulu? Have you tried Lulu Printing before? And what has your experience been? I would love for you to leave a comment in the comments below. If you have additional questions about printing, drop them in the comments below so I can do a video or answer your questions in the comments. And I know you guys are going to ask, because I know a lot of people are interested in doing printing with Amazon KDP. So I am going to come up with a video in the future with printing through Amazon KDP, just to give you guys an idea of what it's like printing with them and my thoughts on there, because it's been a while since I printed with them. So it would be nice for me to kind of get a refresher. But if you've made it this far, then I'm going to wrap the video up with this. Again, don't forget, if you like this planner and you like, girl, let me go ahead and pre-order this planner because I need that. The link is going to be in the description box, okay? It's going to be in the description box, but shh, don't tell nobody, because technically these are not available for pre-order until Black Friday, but because I like y'all and y'all watched this video, I'm gonna let you pre-order earlier. So I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.